Okay, you guys ready for part two? I'm not going to go through this whole album. It's just too much to go through. But I did notice the top note is something that I believe a lot of people might be interested in. This is a 1935 Series A dollar bill. Now, on its own, because of its used condition, folded, it's not worth much. But you notice that writing? I've authenticated this. This is live ink. You can tell by the way that it's spread. It's kind of turning a little colors. That's when they started getting out of putting iron in the ink. You'll see the older inks will turn brown because of the iron in it. But this is what is called a short snorter. This is something that Air Corps would use. Some infantry units did also. It was just something that was popular during the war, World War II. As it says, Dakar, North Africa, 5544. It's 1944. It has a gentleman's name on it, J.A. Watson. Now, short snorters were made to obtain signatures of your crew or passengers, depending on what your service was in the military at the time. But we'll look at this. We'll start at the top. But it just showed that you went on a mission, the people with you. These were often produced in bars, much like the challenge coins are now. Pull out a short snorter. If you don't have one, you buy a drink. So a lot of men had them. This is to Lieutenant Joseph Novus, the first signature. Very faded signatures here. Then we start coming into lieutenants, sergeants. Very hard to read. I'm still trying to decipher some of them so I can look them up. This would be interesting. Sergeant Bud. I can't even read that. I'll leave it on there for a minute. Maybe you can, someone. That's as far as it goes. But that it's in the protected case. Not going to take it out. This is not for sale. I've been wanting one for a while. I have several others. They're just in another strong box, a lock box. I have to put these back in. But man, these are pretty neat. Now, the U.S. Army had a tough time in Africa. But by 1944, things were still tough, but things were rolling a little bit more. But man, so here's a bill, 1935. So, maybe issued late 1936, almost in 1986. 35, 36, this would have been a newer bill, and it made it in someone's pocket, floating around in Africa in 1944. Now, think of the journey this thing had. Think of the men who signed this, whether they made it through the rest of the war in one piece or, but I have a rest. There's just the rest in this are all American bills, and they're nothing really exciting. See, this is a 1935 bill, and I said I wasn't going to go through it. Some of them, there's some $5 and $10 bills in there. They're from the 50s. And when I was showing off some currency on another video, I said I had tons more not Geld currency from Germany, World War I to 20s. I wasn't kidding. This is just some of it. There was a guy selling stacks like this for $5, and I purchased almost all that he had. I'm not going to go through those either, just to move on to some more interesting stuff. Those are cool, and I know I have 5 or 6 more of these envelopes full. I have this 48-star flag folded. Kind of came unfolded, but I need to refold it. 48-star silk flag. This isn't a memorial flag or anything like that. Oh, my son Jacob's in here. He's a good cook, so he's making us dinner tonight. But I believe this was his or my oldest son Justin's Cobra Commander patch. from a game giveaway. We're gonna get into some cool stuff real quick. This is a memoriam. This is a book that I have to put up in my collection. This is from the 1900s. In Memoriam, G.C. Wilson. But you can look. Sorry, got things going on in the house right now. My oldest son went and got the mail. But this is just photos. There's some photos in there. This is poetry. Things. I got this at a church sale. And they're hard to find. Now let's get into some other exciting items. Forget what it was that we were on. Oh, yeah, there was Backed by Silver telling Mike at January House to ask me what patches were because I had a lot in my... I showed some in a video. We're going to show some more. And these are just the ones that I can't get in a frame. And I have a lot more in my room. Oh, this one's not military. Zert, X Squad, and the Templars. This is you can look them up online. That's all I'll say. Zert, Z-E-R-T. It's just an organization, non-military, non-political organization. It's like a network for people who train with firearms. Prior military people are in it. Anybody can join it, but not making this a commercial forum. But you can check it out. Now look at some of these patches. Oh, a pocket knife. That's a new one, kind of like a stiletto. It's not a switchblade. It's just a regular knife. Friend of mine, Ben, passed away not too long ago. He collected every kind of knife he can get his hands on. This is one that he gave to me, so it's special. That's not going anywhere. So I'm not going to name off each individual unit because there's probably a lot to go through. If you collect patches, you're going to know. And if you want, you can ask me in the messages what they are. Just describe like the time frame that they were in. And before that, it is here. I got these from Sambo's Restaurant in Seattle, Washington. My mom was a waitress, not in these, in Gilroy, California. My mom was a waitress at Sambo's for a number of years. Her tips were 25 cents and 50 cents, and the dollar was big bucks back then. And let me tell you, she saved up her tips, and she paid for a family vacation to Arizona, Nevada, and wherever. I got my pocket knife. We used to go through a place on our way to Lancaster. It was a Pilot gas station, sold knives. And I thought that was kind of neat. I got to fix the clip on it because it kept bending. That's why I quit doing it. My son bought it for me when he was going to college. So let's look at these neat ones. I put this off long enough. We're going to have a 10th Air Corps, which is really cool. You'll see a lot of these patches when they start looking funny like this. They could have some misspellings on them. These were patches. This is a patch. It was made in Vietnam during the Vietnam War from indigenous people. In-country made patches. Some of them were considered what they called party patches. They'd sew them all on a jungle jacket and they'd go out on leave drinking or something and wear them. We still did stuff like this when I was in the military. Other units would trade back and forth, and we'd have. I've got a jacket packed away with my stuff that has patches from other units that we would hang out with the guys after off duty times and leaves and things. So that's and these are all original, by the way. I know my stuff when it comes to patches, especially Vietnamese patches, American patches made in Vietnam. I grew up during the era. Most of these patches I did buy at the tail end of the war, if not while it was still going on. So they didn't make replicas at that time. So we got this Black Hawks for the Mekong, 7th Cav. Okay, some recon patches. 3rd Marine Division. Yeah, this little fellow here. I'm just going to pull them out and show you. Most of them will say what they are. And part of the characteristics of Vietnamese-made patches is sometimes they were very well done. Sometimes they were done sloppily. You know, have parts of thread sticking off them. And we're going to get down to some Cav patches pretty soon that are my favorites. We have these. These are pretty common patches. These are common patches right here. Got another greenback variation here. Now, see, I'll have several of the same kind of patches. But then I get into collecting the variations. So there'll be color variations. There'll be thread count variations. There'll be marrowed and non-marrowed edges. Marrowed edges are the kind that have the little tails that go up the back here where they're embroidered around the edge to make a border around the patch. And these are cut edge right here. And see, this is just, it's a different shape, mostly from being on the uniform. But then you get into the backs. See, greenbacks. Now, an early greenback, this whole back is going to be green with thread. There's some rare patches in here. There's some not so rare patches. They're all special to me. So, another Recon patch. There's another one. RT, New Mexico. Recon. You know, some of these are really hard to find. Now I'm going to save that just for a moment. So you can see the backs on this. There's this is an original one. 5th Special Forces, Vietnam. It's a cut edge variety. With the unit crest. I had one of my karate senseis was 5th Special Forces. Alaskan Air Command. That's a nice one. Those of you like, what? Did I drop you guys? Your head? Did I hurt your heads? Sorry about that. 7 Steps to Hell. My dogs are going to bark. And we got this. It's faded. It should be a brighter yellow. Now we're getting into some amazing patches here. These are Combat Tracker. This is the Air Cav. Air Mobile. Chopper Pilot. That one. Demilitarized zone. Now that could either be Vietnam or Korea. Crew Chief. And these were all, again, special made. Guns a Go-Go. That's a good one. These are all, again, genuine. So, it's some Sniper. Panic. I don't really like that one. I mean, it's just part of the history, but they never panicked. Don't give me anything about Cav panicking. Don't want to hear it. Airborne Recon. Mm-hmm. So we got the Kansas. Recondo. That's in country. Here we go. So that others may live. Medevac. I had a friend of mine. He was on Blue Ribbon Flight. Had a big Pabst Blue Ribbon beer can painted on the front of his chopper. And he was a door gunner. I found and gave him the patch that he had. Recon Wyoming. I can't remember what that was for. I have to look that up. This one isn't Air Mobile. RT Idaho. I've got some other good ones too. I've got one that's probably not going to be in this set. It's going to be in the other ones I'll show later. That is 101st Airborne in Kingsman. Not this one. There's another one. I don't think I'll find it in this one. Now, we're almost to the bottom. Almost. What's that? It's off of Fraternal IOOF. Advisor, Delta Recon. I got the helmet that goes with that. I got an advisor's helmet. There's more cav. Again, these are all in-country made, Vietnam, 60s, none past the 70s, Vietnam, air cav. Company E, 1st to the 9th. Ooh. There is another Recondo. Flying Horseman. All in-country made. Recon. 13th ARVN. Army and Republic of Vietnam. A Company. Get that one here. Yeah. Bushmaster. Oops. Upside down. Defenders. Another Recondo. This one, I forgot what that one is. I forgot what it is. And we have this. LRRP, Long Range Patrol. Flight, Group Flight. Rattlers. RT Kentucky. This is a cool one right here. Now this one, I wasn't too sure of when I bought it. It's just cool, but the rest are good. Let me see what this is here. Yeah. Some other little things in here. Pull that out. Make sure we go over this thoroughly. That's a game token. Right there. What is this? Martin Bailey's. Radio station. Shriners radio station. And we have a cool 1930s. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Right there. 1930s screwback insignia. This is for the high collar World War I type of tunics, dress jackets. Turn that over, you can see the back. These are right after World War I. They continued using these for a while. I've got a box full of those somewhere. I'm going to keep that out and put that in with those. Keep it separate. So that's all I got for right now. It's a two-part video. The second part was shorter, of course. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and I can get back to you. I can give you contact information. We can you send me messages if you would like. So that's it. Until next time, there might be some more coming out this weekend. As far as videos goes, I'm looking through things. Thanks for watching.